Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. And as you can tell, the ivy wall is coming back and I love it. It has been a super toasty week here in Chicago, but I'm not complaining at all because for a very long time there it felt like we were never gonna get out of winter. Like, it was so cold for so long. Anyway, this week has been absolutely glorious. I got I got everything else that I needed to get in the garden planted, which is very exciting. And I'm thinking about doing like a bi-weekly garden update for you guys because I feel like until stuff starts coming in, there's not going to be too much to show you guys. But definitely going to show you guys some new stuff that I have in. And without further ado, let's just jump right into the tour. I believe I showed you guys last time, but my oregano plant is growing in by itself now. And then I also got some garden sage, some basil, and some rosemary. You know, you gotta have the staples. And then I know I showed you guys some cilantro plants, but I did get 2 more cilantro plants, so I have 4 altogether now. I know that seems excessive, but trust me, we go through a lot of cilantro. So here, you guys can't really tell because they're very small, but I planted about 15, 16 red onions. Red onions or yellow onions? Oh crap, I already forgot. Either way, there's some form of onion and they're all right here in this area. And then over here, I just got a plant to grow up the trellis because I got a grape vining plant. However, grapes take 2 to 3 years till they actually fruit, so I thought it would be pretty to have a clematis, not sure how you pronounce that exactly, but I thought it would be pretty to have something growing up on this side of the trellis because we have the sugar snap peas on that side of the trellis. And of course, you guys know I got all my tomatoes planted. These are Burpee Big Boys slicer tomatoes, all 6 of these. This is the most slicer tomatoes I've ever had in one season, so we'll see how it goes. And yeah, got all of those guys planted, which is nice. And then I got this, since I had so many slicers, I only got 1 cherry tomato plant, and it is the chocolate sprinkles cherry tomatoes, and I had never heard of that variety before. And so I was like, why not be fun and try something different? So I got those to try out. I'm sure the boys will love them. And then I have 2 zucchini plants in the background there. And then I have green pepper, red bell pepper, banana pepper, and Anaheim peppers. And then over here I have 4 tomato plants. Like I usually have I have 4 cucumber plants. I usually get the Persian cucumbers, but this time I got full-size cucumbers, so we'll see how it goes. And yeah, I got those 4 to grow up the trellis here. And then you guys saw my chives last time, but look, they're flowering. This is the first year I've had chives that have grown to the point where they've had flowers. I usually just get like a small chive bush and that's it. But this is year 3 or 4 for them. I can't remember. But yeah, they grew back by themselves this year and they're flowering. So that's also very exciting. Here I have a raspberry bush. Just very excited. Again, it probably takes a year or 2, maybe 3 for it to actually fruit, but I do have it growing in this container. And then got the strawberries coming back pretty hardcore. And then the potatoes that I planted a little while back are starting to grow more. And then I do have a few more tubers to plant as well. I'm going to put them in a 5-gallon bucket and see how they grow in there. And then my oldest son wanted more strawberries, so we got another plant, and these are already starting to fruit, which is very fun. And then of course the blueberry shrub is coming back as well. Do you guys want to say hello? Yeah? Say hello, Miss Peppa. Yeah. So the chickens have not been enjoying this weather as much as I have. They prefer temperature is around 75, maybe 80 at the most, so it's been a little too hot for them. Today has been the cooler one of all the days, because the last 3 days I think it's been in the 90s, so this has been the cooler of the of the week so far, and they seem to be much better today than they were the last few days. Not a lot has changed since the last time I gave you guys a tour, but I did want to give you an update of all the new stuff that I planted. I'm very excited for this garden season. I need to get some celery and carrots started because I haven't done those yet, and I have a little bit of a space that I can put them in, but I'm really trying to utilize every piece of this garden. If you guys didn't watch any of my videos last year, all of this space down here used to all be lilies of the valleys, and last year I kind of dug them all up, and even this year there's still a lot of them that were growing in that I had to pull, but I have a lot more garden space now, so I'm just trying to get better at utilizing it and finding, you know, what grows, what doesn't grows, what doesn't grows. Y'all know what I mean. Anyway guys, that's it for this week's tour. I'm very excited to keep you guys in the loop as things start to grow in and start to blossom. There are a lot of things that I'm growing this year that I've never grown before, like Brussels sprouts, red cabbage, beets. I've done peppers before, but I've never done Anaheim peppers before, so there's a lot of exciting things going on this year in the garden. I do feel like it's the most exciting year so far, even more so than my first year of gardening, because now I know what I'm doing. And I wouldn't say I'm an expert at all whatsoever, but gardening is a lot of trial and error, and there's been a lot of trial and error, and I feel like I'm finally starting to get in the swing of things and really figuring out like what grows best where, which is why I decided to throw new things in the garden this year that I've never grown before, so that way I can try new things out as well. I really am just trying to utilize as much of the garden space as I can, which is why I got the trellis to do more kind of a vertical gardening thing, and I might even get another one if it ends up working out. I feel like the biggest lesson I've learned in gardening is patience. I feel like especially here in America, we suffer from a whole lot of instant gratification, and if something doesn't instantly bring us pleasure, or like we aren't instantly professionals, or we don't reap an instant harvest, or however you want to word it, out of it, we tend to throw it to the wayside. And I feel like gardening has taught me a lot of patience with that, and like sometimes the most beautiful things can come out of stuff that takes a while to grow and takes a while to happen. And I know the garden space that I have now is not the same garden space that I had a few years ago, and there's this one quote that I heard, and it's just really turning your waiting room into a classroom. And you don't need to have a 10-acre farm in order to feed your family. You don't have to have every little thing in place perfectly in order to grow things and make things beautiful. And I think the garden that I have now is really a testament to that, and every year I make it a little bit better. And one day I will have my farm, but until then I'll make the absolute most of this space that I can now. And yeah, that's my little my little spiel for the day. But yes, I do want to encourage you guys, especially in the times that we're in now where there are food shortages and supply issues, that you really want to make sure that you know how to provide for yourself and for your family, and you don't need a lot of space. There's vertical gardening, there's container gardening, and you'd be surprised with how small of a plant can produce as much food as it does. Like one zucchini plant can feed you so much more than you would think. But yeah, this is just my little encouragement to you guys to get started, and don't feel like you have to wait for the perfect situation, because trust me, it never works out that way. And remember, there's no such thing as a green thumb. Everything with gardening and plants, it's all trial and error, and you have to, the only way you're gonna perfect it is if you dive in and get started. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.